So I've been doing this a long time. I started wholesale in 2007. And I moved here from Minnesota, and I had no expectations. Knew I wanted to do something in real estate. I actually grew up in Minnesota, and growing up, my parents, their side gig was rehabbing houses. So growing up, I lived in like 12, 13 different houses. The deal was my dad was a food distributor, or worked at a food distributorship. My mom was a jeweler. And basically, we lived in Duluth, Minnesota. Duluth, Minnesota at the time was late 80s, something like that. Interest rates are high. My parents looked specifically for assumable VA mortgages to buy properties, and we would find those opportunities, assume the mortgage, and we move into these larger kind of rundown, older Victorian mansions, which there's a lot of them at the time in Duluth, Minnesota. Duluth, Minnesota at one point, at the turn of the century, was had more millionaires per capita than any other place in the country, because it was a central hub for shipping, rail, mining, and a bunch of other stuff. And so there were all these rundown Victorian mansions. And I lived in those growing up. We lived in one side of the house. My parents would rehab part of the house while we were living in it over the course of a year or two. While they were doing their normal jobs, they'd rehab at night. And then we'd move to the other side of the house once that side was finished. And then eventually they would sell it and we'd move on to the next one. And that's kind of like where my interest in flipping and this whole business kind of came from. So in college, I always wanted to do something in real estate. Didn't do anything in real estate, and then I moved down here and I ended up working at a company called Meridian Trust. Bigger property force. I'm familiar with. I was employee number one there, mid 2007, and kind of got in. Yeah, I always say it was kind of lucky because I came into the real estate market at probably a really bad time, but it was a good time because I never bought anything, so it was everything was kind of on the way down. And 2008, 2009, I ended up having a lot of good real buying opportunities. Exposure prices. Cheap things were bought a bunch of rental properties, ended up leaving Meridian Trust Property Force in 2013, 2014, bought more rental properties, only did Section 8 rentals. Kind of differentiate ourselves from other wholesalers, if you say, spend money on marketing, only pitch our own deals, we're the decision maker on all the properties. Do what we say we're going to do.